In this video, I'm going to show you one simple posture fix that's going to change the way you feel every morning before your feet even touch the floor. The alarm blares and you wake up, and even before your eyes are fully open, the first thing you feel is this deep, familiar ache of your lower back feeling like a block of concrete. Your neck is so stiff that you can hardly turn it from side to side. And then this wave of exhaustion just hits you and you're wondering if all those hours of sleep did nothing at all. And you know deep down that it isn't just physical. It's this emotional weight that you've been carrying around and this sense of dread for the day even before it's begun. You drag yourself out of bed and you're tired and you're drained and you just kind of accept it. I'm 𝗠cie𝗿𝗲, but you can call me Sushi, and the practice of Ashtanga has not only completely changed my own life, it's also changed the lives of hundreds of my students who went from feeling drained and like not able to wake up in the morning and feel energy to now learning how to shift their mood in the mornings. And there's a link below, but don't worry about it. You don't even have to click it, and you can click away from this video if you understand how your posture and your emotions are linked, because there's nothing more for me to say. But if you're still watching, then I'm sure you're probably curious about how these specific asanas or things that you do on the mat can reset your entire day. So let's dive in and understand how exactly this works. So every single night, you basically spend like 6, 7, maybe 8 hours, mostly still. I know you probably toss around, but during this time, your body is at the mercy of gravity and your sleeping position. So for a lot of us, that sleeping position is not great at all. Maybe you're a stomach sleeper and your neck is like twisted in this awkward position for hours, and that puts a huge strain on your spine. Or maybe you're a side sleeper and you're curled up, but your shoulders are hunched, and then this creates this kind of, tension when you wake up. Even if you're a back sleeper, you could also be using the wrong pillow, and that creates this kind of jutting forward of the chin, and then it creates neck tension when you wake up. And over these long hours when you're asleep, it's almost like the fluids in your joints and the fascia, the thing that connects and wraps around all the muscles and bones in your body, it's inactive, right? So what happens is that the blood flow to your muscles decreases, and you wake up feeling stiff and kind of creaky. And more than just feeling stiff and creaky, it's that your body learns through repetition that those shapes are just like natural shapes for it. And when you spend hours in that slumped, hunch over, kind of closed off posture, your muscles and your fascia start to adapt to that shape. And it's really scary because your body has a memory and it literally learns how to be in that state of collapse. So when you wake up, even though you have this like intention to wake up and take on the day, your body's default mode is already set. It's already like set into this hunched, compressed, kind of like low posture that you've held literally all night. So you're starting the day off from this place of physical deficit. So just keep that in mind. When you wake up feeling awful, it's not your fault. And this is the part that most people miss. It's that it's not just physical. The physical posture is also an emotional posture, and the connection between your body and mind, it's not just a one-way street. It's not just how you feel reflects how you hold your body. It's also that how you hold your body influences the way you feel. And because it's this two-way superhighway, it's this whole concept called embodied cognition. You can research it, but it's basically the scientific understanding that the way you think and the way you feel are intricately linked to each other, and it's deeply influenced by your physical state. So when you wake up with that body, in that body that's closed off and defensive, your shoulders are hunched and you feel kind of that way through the rest of the day, your body is kind of sending this constant stream of signals to your brain, and all of those signals are just saying, I'm tired, I'm vulnerable, I'm sad, I'm closed off, and you start the day in that state, And even though you're waking up your body is still mimicking those postures, and you're pre-programming your emotional state for the day. And this is where it gets seriously scary, because you might not even know this. You might not even consciously feel like something is there to get you down. Like nothing would have triggered you. You literally just woke up, but you're still like feeling bad about yourself, it's because your body is constantly feeding your brain the physical recipe for this kind of like emotional closed offness. And research has even shown that forcing ourselves into like, if you hold yourself like this for many hours and you just sit like this on a train, just notice how you feel, and you'll see it's easier for you to like recall negative memories. And so you're quite literally like holding on to negative feelings within the physical posture as you wake up. And then there's one more layer to this prison. It's the breath. Whenever you're in this collapsed posture, you'll notice like your diaphragm, this muscle that helps us breathe, this can't move freely. It can't breathe freely. And because this can't breathe freely, your rib cage is compressed when you're just sitting like this, it forces you into this pattern of a shallow kind of like only like chest breathing, and your breath is more rapid than it should be. And this is signature of the body's like fight or flight response. But when you sit up, when you wake up and you actually open up your shoulders and release yourself from this physical slump that your 8 hours of sleep has done to you, it's almost like this negative emotional state is being reset or it's being undone. And the physical posture and the emotional state are so linked that you've got to use either the practice or something to unlink it. Because if you have the physical state, you have the emotional state and the breathing pattern, which is shallow and rapid, then it only makes your muscles tense up more, and it only holds you in that pattern for longer. And even before you've had your first sip of coffee, you're already physically and emotionally trapped in that state. So this is why it's so important for us to understand this. And it's no wonder, right, that you feel as awful as you do when you wake up. So the real issue isn't that, you feel this way or your sleeping posture, because often we can't control too much of that. It's that posture, the thing that you wake up with, often sets the tone for the entire day. So if we do nothing about it, if we just carry on, then we're carrying on like yesterday's emotions into our day, right? And the real issue is that you remain grumpy and you don't know what to do about it, and you don't know what's triggering it either. So you start the day feeling uncomfortable and emotionally drained, and even if you try to focus on work, you'll struggle to concentrate because you have this kind of dull headache from the way you've been sleeping, and whatever pain is radiating in your body distracts you from actually getting work done. And your brain, obviously, when it's in pain, it wants to avoid the pain, so you end up doing everything else, like scrolling on your phone or eating something or do anything else basically, but simply do the task that you're supposed to be doing, because it simply doesn't have the resources to engage with that important task right now, because all your resources are kind of dealing with the pain signals in the body, right? And so when you start off like this, it's like your nervous system is primed for stress, and whoever you speak to, whoever you come in contact with, you immediately snap because you're already in this state of like, edginess. You don't know where it's coming from, but your body is pre-primed for like snapping and like being irritable. So people walk around you and they're walking on eggshells, and they pick up on it. They pick up on your irritability, your low patience, your sense of like almost being triggered any moment. And so when your emotional fuel tank is completely empty, you even feel guilty for like being so irritable or having such a short fuse. It's not just your fault, but it adds one more layer of guilt onto this already like funny cocktail of negative emotions. So what must we do? Now that we understand what's happening, I'm sure if you're nodding so far, it's like, what can I do about it? Tell me. It's that you shouldn't reach for your usual tools, because your usual tool, which is probably a massive cup of coffee, maybe 3, I don't know, it might seem to work, it might seem to get you out of that slump, but then you just feel like you're an alert zombie. You have the energy, that you've gotten out of that slump, but it's this frantic kind of anxious energy. It's not the calm centered kind that comes from a yoga practice. And this is because the underlying physical tension and the negative postural programming that we talked about, all that stuff, it's still there. You've done nothing about the postural programming. And so what you end up doing is maybe, reading something inspiring or listening to some like music that you like or whatever to distract you from what you're feeling here. It doesn't really work. Even reading affirmations to yourself and saying, oh yeah, you can feel better, don't worry, be patient, like all these things that you tell yourself, it doesn't work because it's ignoring the root cause. And it's almost like it's slapping on something positive onto a body that's primed, like, and that's holding these emotions. And so we aren't resetting from the physical layer, and so we find ourselves in this trap even during the day. So what is the one simple fix? It's not like some fancy red light mask or like doing 8 sleep, which costs thousands of dollars to change your mattress and have like temperature control, whatever, massage. You don't need any of all those things. All you need is a conscious, intentional reset, and doing it as soon as you wake up. So the instant you wake up, this core principle is to basically like hijack the connection between your mind and body. And instead of allowing the posture to dictate the mood, we're going to use the posture to command and influence the mood. And so by deliberately changing the way that you sit, the way that you hold your body, you're then sending a new set of powerful signals to your brain. So if we know that a slouched posture sends stress and vulnerability and discomfort to the brain, then what happens if we actually do the opposite? I know it seems overly simplistic and obvious, but when you immediately pull your shoulders back and open up your chest and lengthen your spine and breathe a little bit better, you're physically embodying this posture of confidence. You're physically like telling yourself you're ready for the day. And your brain receives these signals, and it has no choice but to respond to these signals when you keep giving it these new signals. And it starts to believe that, okay, we are confident, we are safe, and we're ready for the day. And I'm not just saying this. The reason that you need to know this is because you need to notice when it's happening. It's not just in the morning. It shows up even during the rest of the day. You'll notice, you're just sitting and watching TV or something, and your spine is not straight and you're hunched, and you kind of reset it back into this mode. And then you notice, oh my gosh, I'm holding a pattern of emotion in my face, and I'm just stuck in some kind of, it's like I'm an emoji of sadness, and the emoji just stayed on my face, even though like nothing in my environment is making me sad right now. And the third thing is that maybe it's your knee or your calf or like some part of your body that you're just tensing up. Like you're tensing it because you're feeling something, and then your body is kind of responding to it. So these are the 3 signs that I like to find. Even in my students, I notice these 3 signs, and I directly speak to these 3 signs. It's that your shoulders, and then your face, and then the last thing is just you're clenching or you're holding or you're tightening some part of the body. And when you notice these, instantly you should interrupt that signal that it sends to the brain, and you need to change the default setting from one of stress to energy and positivity. And the secret is just to fix your posture. And it works on a level that's deeper than conscious thought. That's why it works, because you're bypassing the need for like sheer willpower to change the way you're thinking and to go straight to the source. And this way it helps to rewrite and literally rewire your physical and emotional state from the ground up. So what is the reset? What is the protocol? The protocol is the sunrise reset. The minute you wake up, as soon as you wake up, I want you to just plant your feet on the floor. So alarm goes off, instead of scrolling on your phone, sit up immediately and then place your feet, both your feet, firmly on the floor. Keep them about hip width apart and just feel the ground beneath you. Take a few moments to ground yourself and notice just like how this groundedness gives you more energy. And now you're going to change your posture. So take your hands and place them behind you on the bed, and then just lift your chin up, open up your chest, and breathe deeply, like 5 rounds of breath. Instead of this hunched posture, I want you to just undo it and do the opposite basically. So lift your chest, feel the crown of your head like lifting up. And if you notice there's any like scrunchiness on your face or whatever, just scrunch and relax your whole body 3 times. So it's like you're tensing your whole body, holding it for a couple of seconds and then releasing. So once you've opened up your shoulders, just do this protocol, the second one, to just crunch and release, crunch and release. And once you've done this, you're going to end with holding a smile on your face. I know it might sound ridiculous, but try it. I promise you it works. And then the third thing, the final thing, is to just kind of roll your shoulders, sit up straight, and just for 1 second, feel in your head if there's any kind of like thought or any dominant thing that's already running in your mind. And most likely you will have one dominant thought as soon as you wake up that's like helping you kind of notice how you feel, and notice it. I want you to kind of notice it and notice the sensations that are associated with it. So maybe there's a light tingle in your chest if you're feeling like, something is trapped in your chest. And I want you to kind of breathe slowly, breathe through your nose just for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 4. So you're going to do this about 3 to 5 times as well. And that's it. It's just 3 things. As soon as you wake up, open up your shoulders, look up and breathe 5 times, and then scrunch and relax your whole face and your whole body so that, you're not carrying any emotion. And the final thing is to notice how you feel and then interrupt that through an equal breath or a 𝗠că𝗏𝗏 breath. And all you need to do is like 60 seconds of this and you're good to go. Like nothing fancy. It's just the sunrise reset works as a powerful foundation for your day. And even if you do nothing else, even if you just go straight into work, it will transform your mornings. So that's all I have for you today. By the way, if you're struggling to do the sunrise reset every single morning on your own and you need some personalized help, there is a link in the description where I will try and help you retrain your body and mind. Don't worry, I won't force you to commit to a 21-day yoga challenge that you probably won't finish. I'll just chat with you and try and help you correct the understanding of what is the underlying pattern that causes these bad mornings in the first place. And if you're a good fit, I'll invite you to join my Yoga Mastery program. But you don't have to click. I'm just so glad that you got some value out of this video. If you did, make sure that you hit the thumbs up button and comment any video ideas or any video requests that you have for me, anything you're struggling with. And make sure you subscribe to my channel for simple and powerful ways to take back control of your body, mind, and actually your whole life. Your morning does not have to be something that you just survive because, you feel awful in the mornings. It can be something that you create through the powerful sunrise reset, and it can be a source of strength for you. And I hope you have a lovely day ahead. So try this tomorrow morning and let me know how it goes. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.